That's the last time you mentioned mirrors around me, goddammit!
Hey, I was winning that fight.
Like hell you were.
Okay, the last time you dudes did this, we kind of fucked everything up in the TARDIS. So instead of arguing again, let's just figure out where the fuck we are, or when, or whatever.
Look,
Well, it's
come on,
simple.
we
We're
reversed
1
the
month
pivot.
into the future, January 2016.
Okay. That's not what the scanner says.
What?
Scanner says October the 1st.
God damn it.
Wait, what year?
2016.
Okay, at least we're in the same year.
Yeah, don't worry.
So instead of going forward 1 month into the future, we went 10.
It's your fault. You went after him.
How hard did you slam me into that control console, dude?
Oh,
How
shit,
hard
my
did
dog.
you choke my shit out?
I hope my dog's okay. It should be fine.
Okay, what did we miss then?
Oh no.
Well, here, let me check the monitor. It looks like Britain is leaving the EU.
What?
An Oompa Loompa and Dolores Umbridge are fighting for the President of the United States.
Oh my god.
And, in general, we're fucked.
Sounds about right.
I knew we should.
How long were we gone again?
I kept telling you.
Wait, what the fuck? David Bowie's dead?
What?
No, that can't be right. Oh my god. It's David Bowie. Jesus. Weren't we hanging out with him just last month?
Oh my god, Prince is dead.
What?
Bullshit.
Oh god. I mean, Alan Rickman I already knew about, don't ask, but Prince?
God, all these music I've been saying. Who's next? Someone from Emerson, Lake and Palmer? Are you fucking kidding me?
Can we go back in the time machine?
Can we?
Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. Whoa. Where's Kachiri?
Oh shit.
We didn't leave him in Atlantis in 1970 with those fish people, did we?
Look, we told you time and time again, we're not bringing the fucking fish people on. If he was left there, it's your fault.
We got a big swimming pool in this thing and everything. What are we gonna fill it with? Chlorine?
Wait. When you guys hit the console, it jarred the TARDIS. Maybe he's somewhere in here.
I thought I heard a splash.
Ah, shit.
Did he fall into the swimming pool again?
We'll never find him at that.
It took us 3 months to get him out last time. God damn it. Anyway, now we're here.
This is why I'm telling you to get a fish person in the pool, so there's enough fish people to pull him out of the pool if he falls in
We
again.
do not need a fish person lifeguard.
We're
fine.
not getting any more people in there. 4 is enough. Anyway, now we're here. We might as well see what we've missed in Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh god, the new series.
And the screen says absolutely nothing.
The hell do you mean absolutely nothing?
It says there wasn't a series.
Wait, is it dead? Did Moffat finally kill it?
Did Moffat die along with Bowie and Rickman? What?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh shit, what if he's pulling the same shit with Sherlock?
Well, we're kind of contractually obligated to do something here on YouTube.
Really? Because I just thought we were tooling around to this thing for shits and giggles.
Wait, is that why you had me sign in blood?
I deny it.
Blood? Oh, Christ.
I deny everything. It never happened. Anyway, I know what we'll do. Since there's no Series 10 to talk about for whatever reason, we'll just have to do what we were going to do in January, now it's October, and talk about Series 9.
Do we have to?
Well, we kind of did it for Series 7 and Series 8, so yes.
We have to keep the trope alive. Now I'm Mira Kachiri. Fuck!
Please don't start that again.
I'm sorry, I slipped.
I will choke you until the light leaves your eyes.
You calm your temper down.
Okay.
Wait, no, that's right. I didn't sign your contract in blood. I signed the other contract about Alan Rick. Nothing. Wait. Okay, never mind. Let's keep going.
It's okay. They didn't hear that. They totally didn't hear that. So anyway, awful lot to talk about, even though it was nearly a year ago, which sounds very strange to say. Where the hell do we begin? Well, I suppose we could begin with the leading man.
Huh. Okay, let's talk about Colin Baker's Doctor Who then.
No, the other leading man.
Rainiac, how hard did you hit him?
He threw me into the console, not the other way around.
Yeah, but you're so bony and thin that you might have, nudged him or something with your elbow.
I might have hit him with a right hook as I was falling. I was kind of defending myself.
That was a right hook.
Shut
It
up.
looked more like you were throwing a stick at him.
Shut up. So yeah, anyway, Peter Capaldi, I have a question about him.
Yeah.
How did he not win a BAFTA for this series?
Because awards are bullshit?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I mean, I thought when I watched it back, oh yeah, this is going to be a award-winning performance for sure. He did not win a single award yet. He probably will win at the Welsh BAFTAs, but Doctor Who always wins at the Welsh BAFTAs. He didn't win an Emmy. He didn't win anything.
And he probably was the one who was trying the hardest during the entire series. He gave the most emotion, he gave the most, care and attention to hit the scripts he was doing, no matter what he had to say or do.
That's entirely fair.
I mean, yeah, even in poor episodes, Peter Capaldi raised the bar.
Oh. Yeah.
He needs to have at least one moment where he acts his socks off and the overall quality of the episode just goes up as a result.
It's like that bit where he's explaining the bootstrap paradox. That was a fun and interesting way to learn about that paradox.
We weren't referring to that, but
that does count.
I'm talking about his speech to the Fisher King in that episode, not the bootstrap paradox.
Yes.
So basically, you're just talking about before the flood and how Peter Capaldi was good in it.
Bootstrap paradox is the opposite of this. It brings it down, not up.
Well, it was well performed. So
we'll get to that.
I'm saying
in a moment.
if it was something on YouTube as an aside, it would have been really great. It brought the episode down by being in it.
We will get to that in due course.
We can't talk about that yet.
We've stopped doing that. I refer to his speech, for example, in the Zygon inversion.
I figured you were talking about as much.
That is an amazing piece of acting. I'm deliberately not mentioning the single most amazing piece of acting in the series history yet.
Well,
alright, maybe that's hyperbole.
Why aren't you mentioning it yet?
Because I'm saving it for a big crescendo at the end.
Oh.
But yeah, another thing I want to mention about him, can we stop doing the Doctor will die at some point in his future? Storyline arcs, please.
Yeah, I mean, we already know he's not going to die ever. Unless they cancel the show, which we'll know about them canceling the show before we know about him dying.
I mean, it was interesting in Series 6.
They cancelled the show before and he didn't die,
true.
So...
Very, very true. But they ruined it with Series 6 because it was an interesting concept and you were like, where's this going to go? And then there was a cop-out ending.
Can you believe that shit was 5 years ago now?
No.
Oh, God. Well, to be fair, we have a time machine, so it's nothing new.
Yes, but 5 actual years ago, that happened. And it was terrible. So yeah, let's not do that again, please. When Series 10 comes along, let's not have another, the Doctor's going to be dead at the end of the series thing.
You know what I'd also like? Another one of those, companions who's not, there's some mystery surrounding them. We have to take them with us because there's a big mystery. I don't want that.
Clara had that for exactly one series, and then they got rid of that.
Well, technically, you could argue that the hybrid includes her as the big mystery.
I've not. Oh my god! When we get to the hybrid, that's going to be a fun thing.
I don't know. It was that was more focused on the Doctor, I thought, than it eventually did tie into Clara.
Yeah, I would say
someone who's all like mirrors. She's a dark mirror of the Doctor. Blah 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 blah. And yet now you're saying she doesn't count.
Yeah, you've changed your tune.
You kind of choked me out there really hard. I gotta get my bearings back.
Did you give him a concussion again?
I might have done.
God damn it.
I plead the fifth.
You're not from America. It doesn't count for you.
Is that true?
Yes.
Well, you learn something every day. Anyway, I do think he was the strongest actor of the lot.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And I'm so happy he's the Doctor.
He's so good.
And I want him to remain being the Doctor for a long time.
Especially since he's having so much fun with it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm aware about his age and that he won't be able to go on forever, because William Hartnell couldn't go on forever.
Oh, to be fair, William Hartnell was actually, like, really fucking sick.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch An Adventure in Space and Time, they do that really well.
Mm-hmm.
They dramatise that so well.
Oh, yeah.
And they show his sort of decline and why he had to leave the show, because he was getting lines wrong and he was forgetting lines.
Mm-hmm.
And it broke his heart. Well, they painted it that it broke his heart, but it was a drama, so it might have been beefed up a bit.
I'm sure the real man was bummed out.
Yeah. But seriously, how did he not win at least a BAFTA?
Because awards are bullshit.
He wasn't even nominated. I can understand if he didn't win it when he was nominated. He didn't get nominated and Michelle Gomez did.
Say it with me now. Awards are bullshit.
Awards are bullshit. There you go.
Thank you. Good. Now you're mirroring me. Fuck!
Do we need to just, like, get you two married so then you can have these lover quarrels someplace else?
We are not in love with each other, Kat.
So, a lot of people get married and they're not in love with each other.
If anything, it's a hate-hate relationship.
Okay, so, well, that's even more a married couple thing. You're not.
So which one of you is the Missy?
Oh, God.
Could it be me?
Say something nice, Kat.
Something nice.
Damn it.
I look good in the mirror.
I thought you were falling for that and you didn't. Damn it. I'm going to have to lay my bait better in the future. So, yeah, the problem we've got with this retrospective is that even though he's the main star and all, it's very hard to talk about Peter Capaldi without mentioning all the things we've mentioned in the previous reviews.
Well, every time the reviews come up, we're basically just like, so, the Doctor in this episode. Wow! Oh my god, Peter Capaldi knocked it out of the park!
Yeah, usually it's just either the script or the other actors that we have problems with.
That's a very good point for the series as a whole.
Or the villains.
Yeah. Villains were not so great this series.
No.
Do you remember how I said that Series 9 was perhaps the strongest one since Series 5? Since watching it again, I've kind of gone back on that stance.
Really? You said that?
I said that at the end of the Heaven Sent review, yeah.
I think Series 8 is the stronger Capaldi season by far.
You might actually be right, despite a couple of missteps.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. There's like, what, 2 missteps in the Series 8 that I can think of?
In terms of episodes, maybe. In terms of little things that happened, maybe more than. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking in terms of episodes.
Yeah. I think there were weaker episodes in Series 9 than there were in Series 8.
Oh, well, I'll get to this one.
Sorry, I mean there were more weak episodes in Series 9 than there were in Series 8.
Yeah, I'll get to this when we talk about the episodes in full, or should I just mention it now?
You can say it now.
Alright. I thought this series was not very good at all, barring 1 or 2 really high points. And then the last 3 episodes happened, and I was like, this is fucking amazing. This is the best.
Yeah. I think that's fair, actually. I think that there was a very strong start, and then there was sort of like mostly mush in the middle, and then a really, really strong ending.
Yeah, there's a couple of peaks and lulls there in the middle half, and then the final 3 are just wow.
Well, the whole whenever you like are told like how do you write a compelling story, you say you're gonna have a strong beginning, a strong middle, and a strong end. It doesn't mean the bits in between that have to be terrible.
So you've got what? You've got a pretty good beginning, a middling middle, and a spectacular end. That's Series 9 for me.
Would you agree with that, Kat? Or
Yeah, it's like everything leading up to it feels like it doesn't matter at all. It's just those last 3 episodes that really got to me. Because those were the really great ones.
Yeah.
All the other ones were just like, do I have to get through this?
And since you've mentioned the finale, I can now say it. The Heaven Sent. Oh my god. That's got to be one of the most powerful performances I've seen from our main actor in Doctor Who in the modern era.
Heaven Sent is a contender for greatest new Doctor Who episode ever.
Absolutely. And it's a strong contender as well.
Just his speech over and over again, telling the story of the little bird and the diamond cliff side. Oh my god.
I assume that's the story that's been put up for the Hugo Awards this year.
The Hugo Awards.
Yeah, there's enough problems with that, but I assume that is the story that's been put up for the Hugos.
Good.
Because it was Listen last year, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, Listen is a really good one. I like that.
Well, I personally disagreed that it wasn't... It was great, but it wasn't the best one, but...
Okay, well, what was the best one of Series 8 to you? I'm too curious.
Mummy.
Mummy? Okay, that's fair.
I enjoyed Mummy more than I did Listen, but...
That's fair. That's fair.
I think I let the whole, they're suddenly back on Gallifrey, despite the fact there's a time lock and all that, get to me.
Well... Oh, what, are you talking about Hellbent now?
Yeah, and no, back in Listen.
Oh!
The barn scene.
Okay, well, I don't remember what I did to get out of that plot hole not making much sense, but I'm sure it's easy.
It must be said, actually, that I've since sort of almost grown out of that in the year since Series 8, and now it just doesn't bother me at all.
Good.
It's probably as a result of writing more things and realising sometimes you have to do things like that in order for it to make sense.
Good.
And sometimes it doesn't have to make complete sense as long as you deliver a strong product on the page.
Exactly.
I'm just still mad about the moon being an egg.
Oh,
Look,
God.
I was going to bring that shit up. I was just going to say, so, how do you feel about the moon being an egg?
Yeah, fuck that.
You undercut it.
Just fuck that.
And I will say, the confession dial thing, even though it's like, the Doctor will die at some point and that's kind of a cop-out, I did like the payoff to the confession dial.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
Because we got a fantastic episode out of it.
I remember when it first came up in... When did it come up? It was either Apprentice or Familiar when it came up. I was just like... I remember writing, well, where the hell was this in Time of the Doctor when he was about to die?
Yeah. Because the confession dial isn't supposed to save him. It's his last will and testament.
Yeah.
Also, it shows how fucked up all of the Time Lords are.
Oh, Time Lord Society is just too far gone at this stage.
Oh, yeah.
Like, damn, son.
So we can wax lyrical about the Doctor for hours and hours, but for the sake of moving things on, let's move to our secondary primary cast member. That doesn't make any sense. Let's move on to our second main cast member, Clara Oswald.
Hey!
The other half.
And specifically, her overreaching story arc.
Of Amazing and Wonder.
Because when you watch this series back as a whole, knowing what you know now about what happens to her in the end, certain things become apparent.
Like?
Well, for the starters, the fact that we knew Jenna Coleman was leaving the series at some point hurt things overall. Because we're all anticipating, when's she going to go? Is she going to die? Is she just going to leave? Is she going to be stranded?
And what's telling, and I wrote about this, is that announcement happened a few days before Magician's Apprentice, and the cliffhanger is her getting zapped?
Yep. Every cliffhanger in this series boils down to Clara's dead, except sight, she's not actually dead.
They probably did that on purpose, too.
Yeah. Magician's Apprentice, she gets shot by a Dalek. Under the lake, she's left to drown. Not a cliffhanger, but the end of the woman who lived. I'm not going anywhere, daft old man.
Yeah, that really pissed me off.
Foreshadowing!
Oh, foreshadowing.
Heavy foreshadowing to the events of Face the Raven.
Maybe Moffat has a damsel in distress fetish.
Hell, in the Zygon 2 part of the... Bonnie even says flat out, I'm sorry, but...
I mean, she's a classic Who fanboy.
Bonnie even says, I'm sorry, but Clara's dead.
Yep.
And then Sleep No More, there's the whole business about the her going into the sleep machine. It's like, I'm sorry, we'll get this fixed. And people were thinking, is that going to impact on her departure from the series?
No.
It didn't in the end, but...
Seriously, it's like the whole series was a giant cock tease for Clara dying.
Yeah. Either the
At
Doctor or
least she actually
Clara.
did. It meant something.
I mean, this is a show that's got to have a certain amount of jeopardy, and, you know, the fans expect a certain amount of jeopardy. But there was almost too much forced jeopardy.
Yeah, it's good that she gave such a powerful performance in Face the Raven alongside of Capaldi, because otherwise I would have been like, oh, she's just gonna fake die again. And it's like, oh, wait, no, she's actually
And when it's not Clara that we're being faked out on, it's the Doctor.
Yeah.
Under the lake, and the teaser for Before says, I have to die.
It's like, they do know that there's worse things than death, right?
And you're just thinking, oh god, not this again.
And he's our title character.
I mean, I will praise Stephen Moffat to the hilt for what he's done for the series as a whole, but sometimes he just has these ideas that keep propping up, and they keep popping up too much now.
It's like, hey guys, what if we pretend the Doctor's going to die this season? Mr. Moffat, you've done that for the last 20 seasons.
You're fired.
Stop. Oh no, they wouldn't fire him. He would just quit and then come
No,
back.
he fired them. He fired them for daring to bring it up.
I wasn't really happy with Clara in those other episodes before the final 3, simply because she didn't actually do much of anything.
Yeah.
Because you know how I am, Mr. Clara's the mirror of the Doctor. She's proactive. She takes charge. She does doctory things. And then in these episodes, there's like almost none of that.
Which is familiar. She gets to do things with Missy.
Well,
and they work.
It's not really that. Which is familiar. To put it bluntly, she's basically Missy's bitch.
Yeah.
Which isn't really giving her much
But
to
the
do.
dynamic does work for a one-off episode.
I suppose. But
being Missy's bitch.
Plus, it's always great to have a straight man for Missy. She's amazing.
Yes. Oh, yes. We're going to get onto Missy soon enough,
Clara's
don't you
hardly
worry.
a straight man. Jane Austen, anyone?
Nice. I like it.
Bisexual.
But having said this, they're teasing that she's dead, they're teasing that she's going to die, and then she actually dies and faces the Raven, and it's genuinely shocking.
And beautiful.
Or rather, it would have been if they hadn't fucked up the BBC pre-advertising.
Oh, I was about to say, I thought you were building up to a big anti-Hellbent rant here.
No, not at all.
And it would have been if they hadn't fucked it up and brought her back.
I was fine with the way Hellbent panned out.
Can I
Good,
go
because
on,
otherwise I would have given you a concussion.
can I go on the side real quick?
Go ahead.
There was a guy on YouTube who did a video, top 10 worst New Who episodes, right?
Oh god, you learned that to me.
Yeah, I did. He put Hellbent at number 2 solely because of the cop-out way it ruined Heaven Sent.
No.
Yeah. That was pretty much his stance.
But it doesn't ruin Heaven Sent, it accompanies it.
Well, his opinions.
If you don't have the Doctor going through almost like a mental breakdown in Heaven Sent, Hellbent doesn't have nearly as much impact.
There you go. Well, I think you're thinking the vice versa. He didn't want Hellbent to happen because Heaven Sent was the best.
Is he one of the people, we didn't see Gallifrey enough?
I don't know. I don't recall his points that well.
Because that's a pretty common complaint I've heard.
Honestly,
saw it for 40
Gallifrey
minutes.
was so boring. The only thing I remember is the dude turning into a chick. So
We saw Gallifrey for a whole 40 minutes.
I'll level with you.
all I remember.
Gallifrey hasn't worked since 1976.
It's pretty telling to me that my favourite Time Lord appearance is the one where Gallifrey doesn't even show up, and that's the end of time.
What?
Just having them do machinations. You don't actually see Gallifrey. You just see it appearing and then
Stay in
disappearing.
the goddamn sky!
No, I mean, you don't see it on the planet.
Okay.
You don't see them on the planet. You just see the Time Lords in the chamber.
Okay.
Being dicks.
You don't see Gallifrey. It's looming in the fucking sky.
That's not what I meant. And I've just realised now, at the beginning and the end of Time Part 2, you do see a bit of Gallifrey, so I look like a massive idiot now. I sound like a massive idiot
Always
now.
look like one.
I could just put this in the outtakes or just remove it altogether, but you know what? I'm not going to. My mess up will now be immortalised. But going back to Clara, I thought Coleman's performance was pretty good, although you saying that she didn't have much to do did kind of hurt her as a character.
Well,
It's not her fault, though.
She was weaker than the Doctor, but it's not her fault.
Well, if we're talking Jenna Coleman's performance, we have to give a shout out to the Zygon episodes because...
Yeah, because I do love the fact that she was slowly becoming more and more like the Doctor, and it culminates in her eventual death. That's a brilliant idea for a overall story arc.
It's almost like she became his...
I just wish it had actually been executed a little bit better. Like I wish
they did it better in 8 than in 9. I'll say that much.
I wish we'd seen more of her sort of slowly being corrupted into being like the Doctor, and then face the Ravenhams.
There you go. Yeah. Instead, it's just if they had kept along the Series 8 thing, you know, lying to Danny, running around, all that bullshit. Well, there's no Danny to lie to anymore. But you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't quite remember. She was in Sleep No More. She was grabbed and pulled into the pod, right? Or pushed in?
She fell in. The pod... It's implicated that the pod grabbed her because she needed 40 wings.
Yeah, my opinion is that a really great sort of nod towards Face the Raven would be if she started to step in, hesitated, backed off, and then was pulled in.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would like that.
So that way it would seem like she thinks about going in, which is probably what the Doctor would do, but then she thinks better of it.
Yeah.
That would have been really nice.
And then Face the Raven, she finally just dives in and goes for it, thinking that she'll be fine.
That would have been a great little touch. Thinking back, I think you just sort of hear her sort of yelp, and she gets thrown in sort of like head first, and then she comes out of the machine rested. But you mentioned the Zygon episodes. We have to give a shout out to Bonnie.
Oh,
yes.
Which is what I did when I mentioned them.
Yeah, Jenna Coleman's best performance by far this series.
Well, Face the Raven.
Well, no, it's her best because she gets to shoot a fucking missile.
There you go.
It's her best because she gets to show up a completely different side to her acting.
Hey, that works too. Okay, I'll give you that.
Evil Clara is brilliant. And she, again, as I said, that Capaldi's scenes could lift an episode up. Her performance as Bonnie lifts an episode up.
There you go.
And Capaldi has praised her for it. In interviews. He said, I love Evil Clara and I wish she stuck around a bit more. But she is gone, but Jenna Coleman has said she would not mind returning to the show one day. That won't be for a while. But she enjoyed her time on Doctor Who and she certainly would do it again in the future.
She could just sort of pass by as Clara Who and try to avoid the Doctor.
There is a danger, isn't there, that actors and actresses become typecast if they stay in a particular role for too long.
Yeah.
So I think she was trying to avoid that. She'll be too busy with the series Victoria for the time being anyway. That's become a massive hit.
Oh, there you go. She's getting work.
And she's actually pretty... I've been watching that Sunday nights on ITV at 9 o'clock, and she's actually pretty good.
Oh, she's a good actress.
She's not the best performer in the ensemble cast again, but she's pretty convincing as a young Victoria.
There you go.
Because people kind of scoff and say, oh, really, that girl from Blackpool that was in Doctor Who, she won't be a convincing Queen Victoria.
That girl, what was from Blackpool?
That girl, what was from Blackpool, she was. I'm not sure what the hell accent that was, but it wasn't from Blackpool, I can tell you that much for a fact.
Well, if we want a Blackpool accent, we got one right here.
But yeah, as I say, I think she'll be very successful with Victoria, and that's going to prevent her from doing anything with Doctor Who for a while. I think it'll be at least 5 to 10 years. I mean, Billie Piper came back after, what, 2 originally to be in Series 4. Then she went away again. Then she was in the 50th anniversary.
Mhm.
What's the next big milestone that we're coming up to?
Christmas?
No, in terms of like Doctor Who's history.
Doctor Who's history. This year is the 50th anniversary of the first regeneration, and Power of the fucking Daleks is coming back as an animated cartoon.
That's going to be amazing.
Ah!
Oh no, we've already had the 10th anniversary of the Revive series, so that's already gone. They didn't do anything special for that.
But that was last year.
Well, unless you count Series 9's story arc as being the special thing, but I don't think it was. I think it was just a story arc.
Not really, no.
Also, you got really soft on the microphone all of a sudden, Fresno.
Did I?
Oh, you're alright now. It's come back.
I just found Rainiac's stash of flake bars and I'm eating them all for him.
Oh my god. How long have those been in the TARDIS pantry?
That's where I put the Freddos. God damn it. Right.
Is it true that they're really expensive now?
Freddos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Goddamn EU referendum bullshit.
Just don't touch my protein machine.
Oh, we're going to take back control of the economy as the economy starts to tank. Thanks, guys. Thanks, UKIP. Thanks, Nigel Farage.
Thanks, pig fucker.
Yeah? Him
Speaking
too.
of tanks, how about that as Shielder?
How do you... How... I don't know how
It's
you...
completely obvious, don't you get it?
So Jenna Coleman... Damn it. I keep calling her Jenna Coleman, not Clara Oswald. So Clara Oswald... It's because I knew her in real life very briefly. So Clara Oswald was the main guest, because she's the companion. But we had other interesting guest characters who appeared in more than one episode. And perhaps no more interesting than Lady Me. Who?
It was me. It was totally me all along.
It was me, Austin. No. A
Son of
shielder.
a bitch, what?
A shielder. One thing you get watching Series 9 again is just how good her performance is. Her being Maisie
Girl Who
Williams.
Lived was the first episode where I was actually like, holy shit, this is good! Like, for Series 9.
Which episode was that, sorry?
The girl who
lived.
died.
Yeah,
Girl died.
she was damn good in that.
We've been traveling through time for like months. What the hell do you want from me?
True. It's sure to add even the best of brain cells, so you've got no
And
chance.
I have a memory the size of a goldfish, so what's your excuse?
Look, a shiny
I
thing.
still fucking remembered.
But I can't get over the fact that she's 18. Maisie Williams is
Oh,
18 years of age. She may have just turned 19, I'm not sure.
She's on some show, what do you call it?
If
Brony.
she's this assured and mature in her performance at 18,
Either way, she's legal.
can you imagine
That's not creepy.
just
God.
a bit? Just
No.
a bit. I thought we could cheer it on, we'd stay away from the creepy stuff, but apparently not. Thanks, Kat, for bringing down the tone. Yeah, she's 18 years of age, and she's able to give this good of a performance at 18. Can you imagine how good she'll be at 28?
Nah, that's
Really?
probably when she'll crash and burn.
Oh.
I hope not. I seriously hope not, because when the pre-publicity, the pre-season publicity started, the big thing everyone was talking about was Maisie Williams is in Doctor Who. And they deliberately kept who she was playing a secret. And that's the right thing to do, given the mystery of the Ishilda characters. Like, is she the companion? Is she a villain? Is she somebody else?
Is she the hybrid?
Is she the Rani? I apologise.
Moffat, just bring her back. Just bring the Ronnie back.
You know
Get her
for a
over
fact
so we
that
can't-
people were saying it's the Rani stupid, because people always say when there's a new mysterious female character, it's the Rani stupid.
Have you people seen the episodes with Ronnie? Do you want her back?
It's a future version of the Doctor where he's gone all Valeyard, but also female.
Okay, now, is that supposed to be dissuading me or making me want
I
that?
was going to say, that actually sounds awesome.
It's both.
I've wanted the Valeyard
Now I
in,
kind of want it.
I want the Valeyard in modern series Doctor Who so much. so badly, as long as they do it properly.
Well, I mean, you half had it with the Dream Lord.
It would require serious retconning, but it would be worth it in my opinion. But no.
Well, I mean, if the United States can hire on an internet troll as their president, anything is possible.
Oh, God. Maisie Williams, poor Pepe, feels bad, man. Maisie Williams...
Wait, you can't talk about that anymore? Apparently he's a racist icon, so...
Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, it's no secret if you are a fan of Throny Game, as we now call it, we're kind of obliged to call it that she's one of the most popular performers on that show. She's one of the best performers on that show. So the fact that she's a good actress was not in question.
There you go.
But I was just blown away by how good she was in this series of Doctor Who. And I love the fact that it's almost like she's playing 4 different characters in her 4 appearances.
Basically, yeah.
Girl who died, she's got this youthful innocence to her. Then we get to Woman Who Lived, and that's all gone. That's been completely eroded by time and her hardships. Face the Raven, she's actually an antagonist. Albeit unwittingly. Not unwittingly, unwillingly. She becomes an antagonist. Which reminds me, did they ever actually explain how the hell the Times were able to contact her?
I don't know.
Or is that to be filed under the mysteries of what happened to Benham?
Glowy cubes.
Is that to be filed under the same mysteries as what happened to Jenny, what happened to Madame Kavarian and all that?
Magic, because they're in Diagon Alley.
It was like Harry Potter. It was like Harry Potter. And then in Hellbent, she finally achieves her redemption. She actually is the one that takes the Doctor to task for what he's done.
Basically.
Well, Cora does it as well, but she does it first.
Yep.
In a beautifully acted scene at the end of the universe. And she finally gets her redemption and her dream of travelling in time and space, albeit not with the Doctor, with Clara.
Nice.
In fact, in some ways, you could see her character arc as earning the right to become a companion.
Something like that. Yeah.
And the door is wide open for her to return.
Restaurant at the end of the universe.
I mean, Throny Game, god damn it, you're right. Throny Game has got 2 more seasons to go and then it ends. I would be surprised if they killed off Arya Stark before the end of the series, but they could always do that. So after that, she's going to move on. She's going to be 20 or 21, and she's going to want to continue her career. So I couldn't see her becoming a full-time companion. But I could certainly see her becoming almost the next River Song, in that she's like the recurring guest character that frequently pops up once or twice a series.
It's entirely possible.
We will not bring up Series 6 again, because god damn it.
Okay.
But, yeah, I thought
So how about that Series 6?
I thought she was a really, really good addition to the series. I think Series 9 would be poorer without her.
Oh, yeah.
And I think she was probably, almost in some respects, the biggest success story of Series 9 was the character of Ashilda.
Excellent.
I mean, we've seen immortal characters before, haven't we, in this series? We've seen Captain Jack, for example. But you actually got to see her journey through time, at least partially, in the form of the flashbacks. And you got to see how it damaged her as a person. I mean, The Woman Who Lived is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Absolutely heartbreaking. The bit where she says, I'm never having children again because I just can't take the pain of burying them anymore. That is profound stuff. And you wouldn't expect that in a family tea time drama, but it's there. And Doctor Who, as we know, pushes the boundaries, and long may it continue to push the boundaries. But for all of her great acting, Maisie Williams did not receive any BAFTA nominations or any award nominations for her performance as Ashilda, because as Fresno quite rightly said, awards are bullshit.
You're marrying me again.
But you know who did get a nomination for a BAFTA?
Who?
Michelle
Me.
Gomez.
I did. It was me all along.
Michelle Gomez.
Oh.
Me.
Yes, Missy herself was nominated for a BAFTA. A Best Supporting Actress BAFTA, to be precise.
Neat.
She didn't win it.
Boo.
She lost out to a woman called Chanel Cresswell for This Is England 90.
Never heard of it, so obviously it's terrible.
From what I recall, it's sort of like about... It's either a family or a group of friends, and sort of like...
Terrible.
The rumps to different football competitions. Yeah, as you say, terrible. Not really for people that really enjoy it, but not my cup of tea.
What are you talking about? Nobody enjoys this. It's
You don't know what it is!
Exactly. It's awful.
How can you hate something that you don't know what it is? Well, it's never stopped the internet before. It's never stopped Twitter before.
I'm American. That's all we do is hate things that we don't understand. And then we try to blow them up.
God, it's so real it hurts.
Yeah, we kind of got a bit... That was a hot take. That was a very hot take just now.
Ooh, spicy.
That was so hot it's burning my fingers. Let's move on. But yeah, Missy was fabulous, was she not?
Oh yeah, she always is.
Such
Completely.
a brilliant character.
Mm-hmm.
And so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've kind of always raved about John Simm's performance as the Master. I think Missy has topped it now.
Yeah.
She's been helped by some very, very good finale and series introduction writing, but I think Missy has topped John Simm's incarnation now.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I still am a sucker for the Master Race cliffhanger, but she's topped it.
Wow, you're still a sucker for the Master Race, huh? I guess you are voting for a racist orange, huh?
Not
He's still
that,
not American. He
not
doesn't
that
count.
Master Race.
I can resist.
No, I'm glad you didn't. That was a brilliant joke. But yeah, she's just so gleefully evil. Just so wonderfully evil. And even though she's not, like, technically a full antagonist throughout most of the two-part story that she's in, it's still there. She still can't help being an ass to Clara. She can't help murdering people.
I wouldn't say she's evil. It's just, that's just what she likes to do.
She's
Why
the
should she have
Master.
to
Of
do
course
that?
she's bloody evil.
We need to get you to watch some Roger Delgado episodes.
He was brilliant too.
Oh, yeah.
In fairness, he was brilliant too. And the bit where he and Pertwee have like a fencing sword fight,
Oh, that's amazing.
that's just wonderful.
My favorite... Oh, well, I don't want to go on too much of a tangent.
But there are so many little scenes of Missy that I could actually rank amongst my top 10 scenes of this series, like her murdering the Dalek with a brooch. Yeah, what are you doing? Murdering a Dalek? I'm a time lady. It's our golf. Whoever is writing her, and I think it's just Stephen Moffat himself, but whoever is writing her dialogue, she just takes the ball and runs with it.
They kind of went off their meds for her. I think.
Nobody else would fit in that role as good. I can't prove this, but I believe he wrote the role of Missy specifically with Michelle Gomez in mind. Because he was a long time...
It definitely works.
Yeah, it shows, doesn't it? Because he was a long-time fan of hers. He'd been trying to find a way to bring her into the series. He thought, I'm going to bring back the Master as a woman. I know who I'm calling first.
And her name is Joanna Lumley. Wait, no, shit.
She'd be a better Rani.
You know, with the Master becoming a woman, and then that general dude, and the last 3 episodes.
Are you implying that Rani's going to come back as a bloke? Because that would be the ultimate troll move.
The Doctor will come back as a woman.
Oh, the Doctor come back as a woman.
Yeah,
that's a debate for another time. My God, you've opened up a Pandora's box there of negative emotions. People do not want the Doctor to be a woman.
Hermione could be the Doctor, and then nobody can complain.
There was enough of a fallout when people suggested the next Doctor might be Idris Elba, for crying out loud.
That was James Bond.
And the Doctor.
Really?
And Roland the Gunslinger from the Dark Tower.
Patterson
Definitely
Joseph.
paid to see him.
Patterson Joseph was the man I thought was going to become the 11th Doctor, and he didn't. It was Matt Smith. Before you say who's Patterson Joseph, he was in the first series of Doctor Who.
Seriously, though, Hermione should be the Doctor, and I'm not just saying that because I've forgotten her actual name.
Emma Watson?
Emma Watson?
Did you just pull Rod Little by calling her Hermione Granger? What the fuck, Kat?
Hey, didn't you have a slip-up where you called Were you called Clara Oswald, Jenna Coleman?
That doesn't count because I'm not Rod Little and therefore I'm not a piece of shit.
At least I admitted it.
God.
If you're watching this, Mr. Little, please don't send the lawyers round. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now actually send the lawyers around. We need somebody else from our poker game because Kachiri is still gone.
Do a backstroke!
No, not like that, you idiot! That's a butterfly! Ah, fuck it.
Watch out for the shark!
Wait, we have a shark?
No.
Oh, that's why you won't let me have any fish people.
No.
That explains the dead hookers.
No.
And the giant pile of meat in the pantry.
Did I say shark? I meant something else. Anyway, yeah, Missy, fantastic. She's returning for Series 10, by the way.
Good.
Yay!
And I wouldn't have it any other way. And they've kind of set up the perfect way for her to return with that, lads, I've just had a very clever idea. I don't think she actually said lads. I think I just imagined that. But she says to the dogs, I've just had a very clever idea.
Woo, lads.
Are we going to see her team up with the Daleks?
I mean, it's happened before.
Has it?
I think by now they would know better.
They haven't really done villain team-ups in Doctor Who like they have with like the Sentai series and Power Rangers and things like that.
Well,
They've had the Daleks and the Cybermen on the screen together blasting the hell out of one another, but they've not really done a team-up.
well, like half the stories in with Roger Delgado in the Pertwee era are the Master teaming up with a monster.
Well, unless you count the Alliance from the Pandorica Opens, that's technically them teaming together. But they don't actually get to do anything together, other than like, we will trap the Doctor and we will save the universe, and then the universe dies and they die with it. Oops!
At least their plan worked. Maybe that's why there's not a group of them.
True.
They don't team up.
True.
Because they'd win.
But yeah, Missy is terrific, and it's hard to pick up just one moment of hers that is the best, but I think 20 feet. How deep is it? I don't know, maybe we could chuck a stone down there. Oh yeah, good idea, shove. 20 feet.
My favorite was the part about the pointed stick.
Yeah, get your own.
I love her. I hope she sticks around forever.
Her skipping to the opening beat of the introduction as well. Which I'm not sure if that was planned or not, but knowing her, it probably was.
She's like evil Deadpool.
And also the way they introduced her that she was returning in Series 9, it was just like, there was no big announcement, it was just like a video on the Doctor Who website, and she's eating an apple.
Ding.
It's like, yeah, I'm back.
Please don't sue us, CinemaSins.
God
That took me a second to get.
roll credits, ding!
But yeah, Missy will be back in Series 10, and thank goodness for that. And I agree with you, have her back as long as she wants to return. And as long as they've got
Forever.
something for her to do.
Once she dies, just sort of do a Weekend at Bernie's thing with her.
Oh, God.
no.
It'll work. It'll work. She's that good.
Why are you bringing up Bernie Sanders?
Oh.
No. It's Clinton who's dying.
Oh, shit.
My God.
We're getting a bit too
Not
close
actually,
to...
but according to the tabloids, she apparently has cancer. So
I thought it was AIDS that was the popular conspiracy
no,
theory.
apparently it's cancer.
She got AIDS from Bill.
Everyone has AIDS.
That sounds like it could be the subject of a popular song.
Have you never seen
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably just crazy.
You know, America. Fuck yeah.
But in the same story that Missy returned and in glorious fashion, we also had more recurring enemies come back, the Daleks, and in particularly Davros.
Okay.
Can I just state that for once, Magician's Apprentice and Witch's Familiar were actually good Dalek stories in the modern era? Praise the sun.
What?
Yeah, there's been a downward spiral in quality in Dalek stories since Moffat took over. Victory of the Daleks, okay. Aside of the Daleks, middle of the road. Into the Dalek, I enjoyed it, but others didn't.
Into the Dalek is fine.
And I think the reason why it was better is that they weren't the sole focus.
Yeah.
The Daleks almost work better when they're not the sole focus, when there's something else to focus on in addition to the Daleks. But they were a threat again this year, which they haven't always been.
There you go.
Asylum in particular ruined that. Oh, we've got
Got
10...
to see the Doctor riding around on that scooter.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
I have a cup of tea. Where they get it? Deal with it.
And the Doctor. Just accept it.
I love that because to me that felt like a kind of a cheeky take that against all these people's
that was Moffat deliberately breaking the fourth wall against all the people like us going, how did this happen? It's a plot hole.
Plot holes? What's that? Which I'm gonna have a real funny callback to that when we get to our best and worst.
I think that's proof, by the way, that I really have changed my attitude towards this show, because if this were 2 years ago, I'd be losing my shit over that line. And I'm just not. I found it funny. I thought it was just a nice little take that, as you say. But the Daleks are basically
good. The brainwashing is working.
And let's face it, get out of here, Junko Inishima.
No.
God damn it!
Let's face it, the main reason the Daleks were there was to kick off the whole hybrid arc, and also to provide background dressing for Davros, who was the star, arguably the star of The Witch's Familiar.
Oh, so good. He has the best words.
That goddamn speech. Oh, a man should have a people. My heart.
See, people, they don't get that reference, but everybody else probably totally does, so...
Oh, my... Seriously, Julian Bleach, can he just play Davros forever?
Yes.
No offense to Terry Malloy and to the other actors that have played him, but can we just keep Julian Bleach?
He's even in a chair. We could totally weaken Ed Bernie's him.
Oh my god.
It'd be so easy.
But
He's already probably like a giant puppet
We
anyway,
talked about him at length in the review we did of The Witch's Familiar, and the whole, he was actually tricking the Doctor the whole time. To me, that didn't matter. It didn't ruin the impact of the moment. Because again, I think you brought it up, didn't you? That he could have still been being sincere.
Probably.
Yes, he had an ulterior motive in doing it, in saying it, but for all we know, he was speaking the truth.
Sometimes the easiest way to lie somebody is to tell them the truth.
The most believable lies are the ones that contain some of the truth. Wow, that got deeply philosophical and it wasn't supposed to.
Pick 8.
Thank you for bringing it back to familiar territory.
Familiar territory, because we're talking about The Witch's Familiar.
By the way, yeah, exactly. By the way, we should give a shout out to the... I don't usually do this, but we should give a shout out to the Daily Mirror, who again put up a ridiculous rumour that turned out to be true.
I'm sorry. A shout out to who?
The Daily Mirror.
Well, you did it. I am not at fault.
I know.
Technically, that doesn't count.
That's the name of the newspaper.
Thing, so
yeah.
I'm not going to
call it. It only counts if it says it on its own.
I'm not going to call it the Daily Shiny Reflective Surface, am I? That's the name of the paper. Anyway, that newspaper, which hardly ever gets things right, got something right because it said that there was going to be a very controversial storyline in episode 1 where the Doctor pondered whether to kill off a child.
Oh yeah.
And sure enough, that's the cliffhanger to the end of episode 1.
Sure is.
So yeah, they got that right. It doesn't
like
make
the whole,
up
Hitler argument where people want to go back in time and kill Hitler before he became a threat. It's like, why wouldn't you just raise him to be a better person?
The brilliant.
I mean, that's basically the plot to Genesis of the Daleks.
Yeah, it's brilliant that they managed to take that one line of dialogue and just make an entire story based around it.
Which they lampshaded very nicely in it's either Apprentice or Familiar.
It's Apprentice. They actually show a clip from Genesis.
Yeah, they play that Have I That Right clip from Genesis.
Yeah. Oh, Tom Baker, how I miss you as the Doctor.
Well, you can always go back and watch the classics like Meglos.
And I can reveal, by the way, we don't know about Davros, but the Daleks will definitely be returning as well.
Because of course they are.
Yeah, exactly. They're the only.
Is that news?
No,
I mean,
but they are the only returning monster that we know of at this point. You'll see when we get to Series 10. When we get to the Series 10 information, there is so little information about this series, despite the fact it's on in a few months' time. It's ridiculous.
No, I like it that way.
Yeah, I kind of do as well.
They finally learned.
It makes our job harder as reviewers.
No, this is good. They finally learned not to fucking spoil everything.
Well, I wish they'd learned that 12 months ago, goddammit. I still get into conniption fits thinking about how they spoil Face the Raven, but whatever.
Right.
Anyway, the Daleks weren't the only returning nemesis. Is that right? Nemesis? Is that a word?
I think so, yes.
Nemesis of the Doctor. We also had the Zygons.
Hooray, the Zygons.
David Tennant's favourite monster.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird that everything went Zygon crazy. Like, they were only in one classic Doctor Who story.
That's why they were in the 50th anniversary, by the way, because that's what David Tennant wanted.
And then they come back again in this.
Yeah.
And never seen Zygon.
And they tried to build on Day of the Doctor. Mm-hmm. And it kind of works and it kind of doesn't.
Well, that's for the Zygon invasion and version reviews to say.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate them giving the Zygons new abilities to try and make them more of a potential threat to the Doctor and to humanity. The whole electricity thing where they can just reduce people to dust is terrifying. Albeit completely out of left field, because they never had that ability before.
You want to completely... Well, if you're going to do that, you should be arguing for the Scarazin to come back.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
No.
That's right.
No.
No. Exactly.
Do I have to get Maximilian Dude's big no sign up here?
Do you have to put in the Jontron? No.
That would also work. But yeah, they took the bold step of devoting an entire 2 episodes to the Zygons, and apparently it was always the plan to come back to this plot strand after Day of the Doctor. And the whole thing with Osgood, who, by the way, was another good addition to the series.
Great.
I think she's probably done now, but never say never.
Well, seeing as one half of her is dead.
Peter Capaldi was an asshole, by the way. Because he knew she was coming back, and he was like, oh, well, you might come back in the future. He knew! Ingrid Oliver was like, oh, well, that's me dead. I can't ever come back to this series. He's like, oh, you never know. Never say never. The son of a bitch knew. And didn't tell her.
Oh, my.
You can see the relief in her face.
Oh, no, he wanted to surprise her.
You can see the joy in her face when she does the whole Doctor Who website video. It's like, guess who's back? And then she does a little adorable, goofy dance.
Well, yeah, do you really think she could have kept it silent the entire time?
Yeah, but even she didn't know until it was revealed.
2 seconds after Day of the Doctor finished, she was like, I'm back! I'm coming back, bitches!
Yeah, true. But they did manage to keep it like a decent 7 months at least before it was revealed that Osgood was returning.
It's good.
And the fact that they even kept it from the actress herself is kind of shitty.
Oh, well.
But yeah, the Zygons, Bonnie was the best of them, by far.
Oh, yeah.
The scene where one of them actually kills himself is unsettling as hell.
Well, but necessary, because you really did need that other side. Instead of just kill everyone, kill everyone,
and the fact that the 2 leaders originally were 2 little girls, disguised as 2 little girls, also pretty creepy.
Yep.
There are a few things more terrifying than creepy, evil little girls.
I can think of one thing you don't like more.
Have I told you the story of what the Satan Pit was originally going to have at the bottom of it, by the way?
Creepy little girls?
Yeah, they ran out of budget. They ran out of budget. There's a great story that Russell T Davies tells on the audio commentary to the Satan Pit, where they're sort of saying, "Well, the budget's run out here. We don't know what we're gonna put as the devil, as the Satan monster, at the end of the Satan Pit." And so Russell T's going like, "What can we put down there? A little girl? A little girl?" And in the end, they were able to save some more budget, and we got the brilliant CGI of the beast in the pit. But just imagine,
because which is cheaper, CGI along with all the people to make it, or hiring an actress?
He goes down to the bottom of the pit, just imagine, and there's this little girl going there, I've been waiting for you, Doctor!
And there's like unicorns and dolls and shit.
Would that not be amazing?
Brainiac, you've seen Remembers of the Daleks. You know how creepy little girls.
Yes, that's true. Great story, by the way. One of the top 5 ones.
Yeah.
I've seen The Ring.
You've been cribbing for my vlog.
That was my own opinion.
Yeah, but I said exactly the same thing last week in my vlog.
But here's some fridge horror for you guys. Who did they copy to become the twin little girls?
Oh, God.
And where did the originals go?
God, she's
or
right.
the original.
Oh, Kat!
That's not that scary. I've seen worse.
And I find, yeah, but just the implication of what they did with them.
Electric puddle of dust.
Yeah,
clearly.
Pretty
These
much.
are supposed to be the good guys, remember?
Yeah, but to survive, you got to do desperate things.
Morally grey.
Morally grey.
So those are the only two recurring.
Not quite.
What
Depending on
else?
whether you consider them enemies or not, there's a small matter of, I don't know, the Time Lords?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah, they could have been better represented.
But then again, like I said, they haven't been well represented since.
The General was well represented.
I guess.
He was a good character, but the Time Lords in general, kind of a bit useless.
Well, I mean, they are Time Lords.
They leave it to Ohyla, who's not even a time lady, to basically be the moral compass of the story and sort of like, oh, yeah, you've gone too far, you idiot. You've broken every code you ever lived by.
Well, they are the Time Lords.
Yeah.
And she's not.
So she's allowed to interfere?
What was she even doing? What was she even doing on Gallifrey? Because Khan's not at the end of the universe, but Gallifrey is.
She went there to have tea. What do you think she was doing?
Yeah, she did one Solo's fireworks, but that was a pretty weak explanation. I mean, I like Ohyla, but I don't feel like she was needed in that story particularly, but that's just me. We've already covered in the Hellbent review that the new president of the Time Lords wasn't that great.
Yep.
The scene involving him was pretty good, with him just standing in the line in the sand. And I do love Donald Sumter's desperation in his voice when he's going, I am Rassilon, the Redeemer, the Resurrected, Gallifrey is mine! And then the General just goes, get off his planet.
Yep.
With respect, get off his planet, which is even better. You think he's going to become the next villain, don't you? The next recurring villain?
No.
No, Kat said that.
I do not remember this.
Alright, fair enough. But,
Maybe he's Bill.
Oh, God.
Probably not, but I
still
just wanted
wish
to
they
throw
got
something
Timothy
out there.
Dalton for that performance, by the way. I think it would have been even better. No disrespect to Mr. Sumter, who's a very good actor. It's just that Timothy Dalton was better as playing Rassilon.
Yes.
There can only be one best actor to play a part. On this occasion, no disrespect, it was Timothy Dalton. So those are our recurring enemies then. Unfortunately, as we've kind of alluded to earlier, the new enemies that we did have weren't that great.
They were kind of shit.
Yep.
They were probably, this is probably the first time in a while that the new enemies have been more lackluster than the returning foes, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Series 8. We had great monsters like the Foretold and the Boneless and the Teller. You know,
Now
really,
we get Sleep Dust.
really good concepts, really interesting visual concepts as well, especially the Teller. But, yeah, we've got the Maya, the Fisher King, Lenny the Lion.
Sleep Dust.
What the hell's his name?
I don't know his name.
I never said Lion.
All I know as is Lenny the Lion.
It's
now.
like
Fuck.
it's like Lion-O,
Yeah.
but it's not quite Lion-O.
Leonis? Or
Leandro.
something?
Leandro.
Oh my god.
That shows you how
that's
much of an
right,
impact he
that
made.
Alejandro joke.
That shows you how much of an impact he made as a villain.
Yep.
Really, I should have remembered that. I made that awesome joke about him.
They were all show and no go, especially the Lion. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well,
It was a good costume.
at least the Fisher King was visually impressive.
Yeah, they were all visually impressive, but they were dispatched with little effort.
Well, that's not my problem with the Fisher King, and you know it.
That's my problem with the Fisher King. My problem with the Fisher King is they go up to 2 whole episodes building up this incredible threat, and then he comes lumbering out, and yeah, he looks incredibly awesome, and he's dead within 3 minutes.
Yeah, flood.
3 minutes, guys!
3 minutes.
He kind of just turns, throws up his hands in a whelp motion, and then gets like
Built up for
blinded
75
by
minutes, dead within 3. That's not good storytelling. And I'm there going, he could be an all-time classic villain, and then the episode comes on, it's like, nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope, get that idea out of your mind. Fisher King who? Who was that?
I don't know.
And yeah, you brought up the sleep dust. They're a pretty good concept.
Concept.
And I like the fact that they've got no real defined form, because formlessness is quite unsettling. If you see something and it's like a defined shape, yeah, okay, you know what it is. If you see something and it's changing shapes or it doesn't have a defined shape, that's pretty creepy.
Just a bit.
You're not quite sure what this new strange thing is.
Even worse when you can't even see it.
Is it safe to approach? Is it not safe to approach? You don't know. Unfortunately, they kind of look like booger men.
Well, I mean, they kind of are.
Yeah, they are made out to sleep out of your eyes, but they look like booger men.
Just mucus.
Doctor Who and the Mucus Monsters.
I mean, that's literally what the sleep dust is. It's just, coagulated
Yeah,
mucus.
it's pretty much mucus.
So there's not
But
monsters.
there was one new enemy that did have a huge impact on the series, and by far the best new monster, that's the Veil.
Oh, hell yeah.
I could have gone through Heaven Sent without a monster at all, but the Veil adds to the proceedings.
Incredible.
Because even when the Doctor is in his own personal hell, he still needs a monster to fight, he still needs a threat to overcome.
He still needs that hope.
Yeah, and that threat is the Veil. It's creepy in terms of its looks, and also the fact it's got flies constantly circling it. It's very effective in what it does. It provides one or two genuine jump scares. Well, at least the first time you see it. It bursting out of the grave, I think Kashiri found that hilarious more than unsettling.
Well, he's also currently drowning in the pool, so...
Yes. Oh, no. It was when they showed the clip show of 2 billion years into the future. And it keeps showing the Veil bursting through the grave. I see what he means now. And also, of course, there's a genuine threat to the Veil. The Veil is a genuine threat to the Doctor.
Yeah, he actually does it. He kills the Doctor.
It's the most successful monster in a long time. Because it does what all the other monsters fail to do. Kill the Doctor. Alright, he lives. He lives and he eventually breaks out of the prison and defeats the Veil, but...
Well, okay, actually, technically he fails because the whole point is to get the Doctor to confess.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do that until he's out of there, so technically he fails.
Which he can't do because there is no confession.
Yeah.
At least not about the hybrid, because he made it up to get to Gallifrey to set his plan in motion. But yeah, Veil is fantastic, and there's an ambiguity to him. Well, is it a him? It.
Yeah.
It's like a just sort of gestalt entity, isn't it? That you don't know what it is.
Basically.
And the ambiguity really is quite effective, until, of course, you finally see the Doctor break out of his prison, and you stop guessing. But I like that element of guesswork in Doctor Who. I think it works better when you're constantly thinking, what the hell is this thing?
I love ambiguity in my Doctor Who.
Yeah, well, actually, my storytelling in general, I love ambiguity, but it's not for everybody, so we'll just stick to Doctor Who for now. And really, that's about it, isn't it, for the major characters in that series?
Basically, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to go too much into guest characters because we already covered them extensively in the individual reviews. And
Yeah.
can we think of anything else we want to mention briefly? Oh, how the hell did I forget Colony Sarth on the New Monsters front?
Hiss. There you go.
Another
He was
great
a giant
concept.
snake that sort of glided around and did nothing.
I wish he'd survived.
Wait, Colony Sarth was Lamara?
No. They got a hell of a use out of that scooter that Colony Sarth was standing on, though, didn't they? Jamie Reed Quarrell is the name of the actor. And he was standing on that damn scooter for at least 4 episodes.
Did they actually have a scooter for him, or was he just gliding around?
He was moving around on a Segway scooter. And that's how they got the gliding motion for Colony South. Then later on, they used it for the Veil, and after that, they used it for the Cluster Race in Hellbent.
Did he get to keep that little scooter? I hope.
I don't know. I would like to think that now, for every time he's cast, he has to be on the scooter. Like I say, his contract will not be in this part unless a scooter is required.
I will say one thing about his design is that until you know what he is, his design is like super shitty.
Yeah.
Because he's literally a ham face.
We kind of thought...
But then, yeah, once you figure out what he is, suddenly it's like really creepy and it makes
he
sense.
was cool in the trailer where he's like, where is the Doctor? And everyone's like, wait, is that Davros? Is that a reimagined Davros? And of course it wasn't.
Thank God.
It looks nothing... I don't know why people said that one. It's nothing like Davros. There's reimaginings and then there's reimaginings. That's reimagining too far.
Yeah.
I would argue any reimagining of Davros is a reimagining too far. There's a reason why he's a classic design, but that's just me.
There you go.
And the other thing I need to mention just briefly is the soundtrack.
Oh, the soundtrack isn't out yet?
I'm a music nerd. You know I'm a music nerd. Yeah, the soundtrack's not out yet.
My favorite song was the one the Doctor was playing on his guitar.
I hope that's in the soundtrack. I hope Doctor Who
does
theme...
the entire soundtrack.
I hope Doctor Who theme guitar version is one of the tracks on the soundtrack. I don't see why it wouldn't be.
There you go.
But yeah, we don't have a release date for this soundtrack again. But Series 8 soundtrack didn't come out until Series 9 was nearly here. So we're going to have to wait till next year?
Maybe.
Well, that would suck. But no, it added a lot to the season and to certain scenes. The whole point of a soundtrack is to accompany dramatic moments. And sometimes you don't want to notice it because you're too busy focusing on the events of the story. And other times it enhances the events of the story. For example, Clara's death isn't the same if you take the music out of it.
Well, you could say that about anything with music.
Yeah, it's like real life is just real life. You feel the actual emotions.
Yeah.
But when you're on the screen, you're just basically going to have a lot of nothing in the background. Adding in the music really helps you connect to the characters.
I mean, you can find... I'm not going to link it because that's highly illegal, but there is a soundtrack available online that people just rip from the episodes and use, like, audio techniques to muffle the speech. Although it's not perfect, you can still hear the speech. So I have heard of the soundtrack of a kind.
You all totally shouldn't open a new tab and look for this on your YouTube browser.
But
you probably really shouldn't do that.
No,
because that is illegal.
We do not endorse that here at Doctor Who Reviews. But
we don't endorse you opening a new tab and typing Doctor Who Series 9 soundtrack into YouTube and opening up and finding this thing that we're talking about.
No, we don't. Also, I'm distracted by this gif of Colony Sarth wearing Heelys that Kat's just like me.
Oh my god. Do you just call it a GIF?
I nearly did. I did, didn't I? Because people have said I've told me off for saying GIF, and now they're telling me off for saying GIF.
That's because GIF is right.
GIF is right. Okay, I can tell that them next time they bring it up then. But yeah, soundtrack is great, but Murray Gold is a musical genius, so I think we already knew that already. And my favourite track, well, there's a lot of favourite tracks that I want to hear clean cuts of, but certainly the music that plays when he's punching the wall over and over again in Heaven Sent, even though that's a remix of a track from The Day of the Doctor. I think it's called This Time There's Three of Us on the official soundtrack to the 50th anniversary. I don't know for certain, but I think that's what it's called. The track when Clara dies. The track when a shielder is revealed to possibly be a hybrid. No, in a way, she's a hybrid. And there's that wonderful 360-degree pan shot as the seasons change around her. Beautiful bit of cinematography, by the way. Oh shit, we didn't talk about the hybrid, by the way.
It was the thing that existed.
What did we all think of the hybrid?
It was a stupid cop-out that was just Clara and the Doctor instead of an actual thing.
Would you have preferred if it had been a shielder, then?
I would have preferred if they hadn't had it at all, really.
Yeah.
When you say hybrid, you think of an actual hybrid. This is two separate people.
Or is it, though? Is it definitely two separate people? Or, because they were just theories that a shielder was throwing around. Was it definitely the two of them?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just playing devil's advocate, I'm sorry.
I mean, well, you know me. I do love the theme of them mirroring each other and causing the oblivion of the universe because of their codependency.
I am going to have to institute a swear jar for the word mirror at this point.
You said it again.
Yeah, it's not going to trigger me, dude.
Put a pound in the swear jar. You said it.
This isn't Tumblr. It's not going to trigger me.
Oh, come on. That's not...
Yeah, that was low-hanging fruit.
I'm sorry, Rainiac, but you mentioned Tumblr, and that triggers me.
I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. I've just missed a trick. I should have said I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Shit!
Although, see, it actually doesn't, because unlike the whiny bitches on the internet, I know that it triggers an actual real thing that can happen to people who don't deserve it. And the whiny little bitches who try to say that they can't be triggered are not actually triggered. They're just overly sensitive.
I'll have what she's having.
Oh my god.
Amen, sister. Holy shit.
Triggering is a real thing. You don't have PTSD. I don't care if you're self-diagnosed. It doesn't count.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this retrospective as we get taken off the air.
No, it's okay. I've already made Hillary Clinton mad, so she's going to come after me first. So.
Don't worry. I've got the TARDIS set to the perfect destination for the end of the review. We'll be fine.
I'm glad about that. So, there's only two things we have left to do. 2 tests, and then we can depart and try and find our bearings and get back to 2016, January, before the people died. We're going to basically list our worst 3 episodes and then our best 3 episodes. I think I can probably guess which are going to show up in the worst 3.
Probably.
I don't know if you could.
So, do you want to take it one at a time, or just like one person gives their 3 and then...
One at a time.
Alright, ladies first.
Oh, great. Should I just list all 3 or just one?
If you want to give reasons, and like your third worst, your second worst, your first worst, or whatever you want to do.
Alright, well, my first worst was Woman Who Lived.
Okay.
Mostly just because, while a Shielder did have her great moment of, she's been alive for a long time, that's this great emotional, just overarching sense to the whole thing. What did the episode actually contribute other than a Shielder?
That was a genuine surprise, but I can see where you're coming from.
It's like, if they had just a Shielder and none of the lion guy, I would have liked it better, but they tried to force him into it.
Sorry.
So it's like, yeah, no, I liked her parts, I didn't like the rest of it.
I'm sorry, professionalism's gone out the window, but I just love the words the lion guy.
Well, I've already forgotten his name.
Yeah. Rowan Atkinson is Zazu in The Lion Guy. Ah, Semenya.
No, I'm serious. I really can't remember his name now.
Leandro. It's Leandro. But anyway,
Leandro.
All Lion-O. Your second worst.
Before the Flood. I don't think I need to explain that one.
Absolutely not. And your third worst.
Magician's Apprentice.
Really?
Yeah.
This is not as
It's like The Witch's Familiar was pretty awesome. Missy's pretty awesome. Nothing really happened in Magician's Apprentice. It was just set up to The Witch's Familiar. It's like, we got Colony Seraph, yeah, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
It was all just the Doctor showing off, Missy showing off, Colony Seraph showing off, and we only got Davros at the end.
That's some very interesting choices that were actually more surprising than I thought they'd be. Alright, Fresno, your worst 3 episodes, and here they come.
Alright, number 3, Woman Who Lived, basically for everything that Kat said. Other than Maisie Williams, it is just bog standard. It has the most forgettable guy. What? I don't even remember. What the hell was his name again? Alejandro?
Leandro.
Oh,
Alejandro is a Lady Gaga song. We already made that joke in the review, goddammit.
Did we? Okay. See, Woman Who Lived has such a perception filter on it that not only do I forget his name, I forget any jokes I've made about his name.
I made the joke.
Yeah, you did.
See? This is how deep it goes. He really concussed me hard when he strangled me over that mere joke.
Number 2?
I was about to say that, also, Woman Who Lived kind of annoyed me because it was at that point where I first noticed the whole thing you were mentioning earlier with Clara's gonna die,
Yeah,
woo!
that does drag it down.
Yeah, so it annoyed me on that basis too, because I was like, okay, fine, I get it, she's gonna die. Number 2, Zygon Invasion.
Yeah.
Because it really pissed me off with how they were trying to pull this whole both sides of the Zygons morally gray, but literally every Zygon we saw was in kill all the humans mode, and you didn't actually see anyone sympathetic to the cause. Literally everyone was a mustache twirling extremist.
If I could real fast, it's actually a mirror. The first one, Invasion, had nothing but bad guys, and then Inversion finally showed you all the good guys.
Oh my god, you're right!
Hey! Cat picking up the mirror tricks!
Give that woman the $10,000!
I've taught you so well. But Inversion.
Wait, we have $10,000?
No.
We have a TARDIS. We can get anything we fucking want.
And your number 1 worst episode, I think I know what's coming here.
Before the Flood. Because...
Before the Flood.
Yeah. Before well, yeah. But also because Doctor Who has been a show that has, in the Moffat era at least, has played with puzzle boxes and making you think about the episode, right?
Yeah.
This one, Under the Lake, set up this incredible premise with the ghosts and the words and how does this all work and the Doctor and whatnot. And then Before the Flood comes along and just straight up spells out the how everything's going to go for you. And what really tipped me off was a guy who reviews Doctor Who. He includes a Moffat hate quote of the week for the episodes when he was reviewing them.
Yeah.
And the Moffat hate quote of the week, the hashtag Moffat hate from Tumblr, right? Sorry. The quote for Before the Flood was, "Wow, Before the Flood was great! A completed narrative with explanations!"
Yeah, but the explanations were terrible.
Yeah, it's like, wow, the episode spelled everything out for me, laid bare. I love it.
You don't get a trophy just for participating. Just because you've laid out a complete narrative doesn't mean it's good.
No. My objection there is that the episode went out of its way to just explain everything to you in excruciating detail, and that's what the Moffat hate person picked up on. Like, wow, there's no ambiguity whatsoever.
Oh my god.
I fucking hate.
I despair for the majority of Moffat haters, hardcore Moffat haters like that.
Well, they only got one more year to worry, and then they'll be happy.
Are you not able to have fun?
No, they're probably not.
Are you not entertained? Well, clearly you're not entertained because you're ranting about a man on the internet, but are you not entertained?
Well, that's my worst 3.
Yeah,
so, Randy,
okay.
Go on.
You might have heard of these before.
Uh-huh.
So, my 3rd worst is the Zygon Invasion for many of the reasons you've already mentioned.
Uh-huh.
And the fact that the supporting cast, other than Kate and Osgood, is pretty much non-existent. Is it Colonel Walsh?
I don't.
Played by Rebecca Front?
I don't know.
Where does she go to? She just vanishes. And for all that the Zygons had cool new powers, it just didn't seem that good. And yes, alright, the creepy little girls notwithstanding, and the whole, oh, Clara's dead, that was the point that I got really annoyed. Like, oh, we get it, she's going to die. Stop forcing it down off-road.
A little later than me.
Well, one episode later than you. It was cool to see Clara with a rocket launcher, and I do love the concept of Bonnie, but it can't save the fact that this was the third worst episode. My second worst is Sleep No More.
That's fair. I loved the conceptual horror behind it, but I can understand why.
Yeah, I've gone back and forth on this, and I'll be honest with you, this was a hard list to make, because Under the Lake was on there at one point, and...
Really? Under the Lake? Okay.
Yeah, and Magician's Apprentice was on there at one point, but in the end, I went for Sleep No More. I've said this already. I've said this already in a lengthy rant that I appreciate Mark Gatiss trying something new and innovative and different. I admire that. We need innovation for things to move forward. But when you look back at it, and especially in the context of the whole series, it doesn't quite work out. And for all the innovation, the plot is pretty boring.
That reveal at the end, though, is utterly creepy in a way that the show hasn't hit for me since Midnight.
Yeah, the reveal is awesome with him dissolving into dust, and I do want a story, despite the fact I said this is the second worst of the series, I do want a story that builds on that ending.
That would be something.
In Series 10. I think that would be excellent, and that would actually push up Sleep No More for me.
It's great conceptual horror, but it's not really done that well.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
Also, again, the supporting cast is not that great.
Okay, so
they're just there to die.
Worst one?
I think you can see this coming. But the worst one is Before the Flood by far.
Oh, by far. Well.
One of the worst things I hate about the Moffat era is wasted potential.
Oh, yeah.
This story epitomizes wasted potential. I've mentioned the Fisher King, how he looked awesome and then died within 3 minutes. The Bootstrap Paradox thing treats the audience like complete idiots. Under the Lake was good, interesting premise, based under siege. Ghosts trying to kill the occupants. That's cool, that's interesting. Where can we go from there? Where we go from there is disappointment. Disappointment Junction in the form of Before the Flood.
Can you believe
and the Fisher King getting taken out like Goofy.
Yeah, and I will not forgive
it. Out there who hate like a Zygon inversion more because Peter Harness is political.
I can't hate that for many reasons, Bonnie being one of them, also the fantastic speech with the 2 boxes.
Oh, yeah.
But one thing I cannot forgive is when a story or a medium of any entertainment treats its audience like total dolts. And the Bootstrap Paradox thing treats us like complete idiots. And it just talks down to us. It's condescending, and no, it's not acceptable. So worst story by far, Before the Flood.
But Brainiac, it's a complete narrative with explanations.
Doesn't matter when the narrative ends up being shit. Sorry to get a bit angry there, I didn't mean to.
That's fine, that's fine.
Our best 3 stories, Kat, let me have it.
Alright, my top number 1 favorite, Face the Raven.
Nice.
Good choice.
Because how could it not be?
Is that number 1 or the first choice you have?
Number 1. I'm going in actual order rather than the stupid backwards order you guys are doing. So
that's fine.
My number 1 is Face the Raven
because of the Clara story.
It's Clara's swan song. It's her chance to be as doctorish as possible, and not taking into account her later actually becoming Clara Who.
Yeah.
And it's a great callback to a whole bunch of other people that we've met before, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, and Rixie elevated that episode as well, funnily enough. And I didn't think he was going to.
My number 2, hopefully this counts, it's Husbands of River Song.
Absolutely counts.
What? Interesting.
We had just gone done with Face the Raven, Heaven Sent, Hellbent. Husbands of River Song was just fun. It was stupid. Bunch of crap was happening to these two, and some of it didn't make sense, but you know what? I had fun. And I needed that. And it was just perfect. And it also had a great bit of pseudo-romance between the Doctor and River, which really we needed more of just because they didn't really seem to have any romance before. It was all just, here's the 11th Doctor coming back from a date. Okay, what happened on this date? No, not gonna tell us? Okay. And then, my third, this is awkward. Sleep No More.
Well,
I really, really like that they finally got found footage right. Especially now because they're fucking remaking the Blair Witch Project, and I'm so pissed off about that because why?
because money, that's why.
But it's like, it definitely had its problems. I'm not going to say that it didn't. But the fact that it's found footage that makes sense, it has that fabulous ending. Just fabulous. I love it.
I'm kind of regretting now putting it on my worst list, but I like the fact you've chosen that as your best because it shows just the wide spectrum of choices. Yeah, it's on your 3 best list though, and it's on my worst 3.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll stab you in your sleep later.
I was about to say, it just shows the whole range of different opinions that this series has elicited, and that's wonderful. And actually, I like it when people have different opinions to me because it means we can have a really interesting debate.
Yeah, that's a really
Why do you think it's good? Why do you think it's good? And why do you want to stab me? And why do I think it's not so good?
You have a really eclectic list there, Kat. I like it.
I really like it. Okay, Fresno, your top 3, go.
I can't actually rank these, so I'm just going to say this is unranked. There's no, 1, 2, 3. The final 3 episodes of Series 9.
I thought you might.
Face the Raven, Heaven Sent, Hellbent.
I thought you might.
This is just the moment where Series 9 actually went from, oh my god, this is a slog, it's not all that great, Doctor Who, where's the magic gone, to there it is. There it fucking is. Face the Raven, like Kat said, is Clara at her most doctorish, Clara being the Doctor in a regeneration episode, and accepting her death with grace and gravitas. Amazing performances from Jen Coleman and Peter Capaldi. Heaven Sent is just Heaven Sent. My God, where do you begin with this episode? It is a tour de force. Peter Capaldi is incredible in it. You've got the veil, which is a great concept. The shifting puzzle box of the dial itself. All this other crazy shit. The reveal of Gallifrey at the end. Oh my god. And Hellbent. Well, the Gallifrey stuff I'm not really that fond of. But everything after that, pulling Clara out of her time stream, the whole hybrid thing, Clara being doctorish again and talking down the Doctor and getting her own little fate, her own happy ending, her own Doctor-ish ending again, so to speak. A lot of people complained about that, and were like, oh, that's not realistic. You can't fly the TARDIS, or, oh, the Time Lords are going to steal that TARDIS from her immediately. Like, fuck off. Like I said, you can't do this every time with your special snowflake companion. You get the best ending ever. Sometimes companion departures are depressing. Sometimes they die for good, like Amy Pond said it was a depressing ending. But every once in a while, we are owed something better. Don't do this all the time. In 10 or 15 years after we've gone through a couple companions, maybe true again. But this time, this moment, this now, we are owed this happy ending for Clara Oswald. So let us have it. Because
well
by
said.
God, it's brilliant.
Well said, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, my list of 3. 2 of these are going to sound familiar again, but I can't help that. There's just been so many good quality moments in this series, and some bad ones, but... So number 3 then, I will rank these in order. Hellbent.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the previous episode, but that's an almost impossible task. Hellbent has all the hallmarks of a fantastic season finale. It's got dramatic moments by the boatload, it's got returning characters, it's got twists, and the ending wipes the slate clean for Series 10 while providing a very fitting send-off for Clara Oswald. My one complaint is I wish we'd had more stuff set and centered on Gallifrey, but something had to give. If you had more stuff on Gallifrey, you couldn't get the fantastic dialogue between the Doctor and a shielder. Or the bit in the diner. Something had to give, and that something was Gallifrey, but as you say, the Time Lords have not really been done right anyway.
So there you go.
Number 2, The Witch is familiar.
Ooh.
I might be letting my bias talk for this one because of Davros and Mitty, but they are both on sparkling form. We get to see Skaro again in all its glory. It's one of the better Dalek episodes, as I've already said, in recent memory. And then, of course, we got that fantastic scene between the Doctor and Davros. A man should have a people speech. I can't stop falling over that, and I will make no apologies for that. It's just television gold dust. And speaking of television gold dust, I think you know what's coming here at number 1. Heaven goddamn sent.
Of course.
How could this not be my number 1? We've never seen anything like it in the history of the show. Do you remember how I said, innovation is a good thing, but it doesn't always work with Sleep No More?
Yeah.
It worked with this. Did it ever work like this? Jesus Christ. Tour de force by Peter Capaldi. An idea on paper that should not really have worked ended up producing 55 minutes of absolutely spellbinding, captivating television. This is not just the best episode of this season, it's one of the best episodes of Modern Who ever created.
Those are very intense words.
I can't help it.
I had intense words too, so.
This episode and others like it just bring out emotions and strong feelings.
It's good.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Series 9. There have been ups, there have been downs, there have been incredible moments, there have been moments that didn't quite work out, but I think we all had fun.
Well, we kind of lost a reviewer, but that's fine.
We'll get him back some way. Maybe get a Phoenix down along the way or something. Wait, no, wrong franchise. But before we go,
we'll find something.
We just need to talk about.
We might be able to force regenerate him into someone who's actually interesting.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Before we go, we need to talk about what the future holds for this series because we have a surprisingly small amount of information available for Series 10. The first thing we know is that Series 10 will be on the air, they believe, around April or May 2017.
It's not bad.
In order to fill the gap, there will be a Christmas special this year, which we still don't know the title of. And there will also be a brand new spin-off series written by Patrick Ness called Class. Class is set in Coal Hill School and follows a team of students and their teacher, Miss Quill, trying to fight off alien invasion. And the Doctor will be making an appearance in the first episode.
I can tell you right now, I'm not going to watch it.
I might check it.
I might check out the first episode to see if it's any good.
I won't for one single reason, and you know exactly what it is.
I know exactly what it is, yes. Our new companion is Bill, that's not a man, played by Pearl Mackie, who you probably won't have heard of, although she's done stage work on The Curious Incident of the Dawn of Night Time and things like that. But she will not be appearing in the Christmas special. The weird thing is, we're not going to have a companion of any description in the Christmas special. But we have two characters that will sort of fill that role between them. The first is brand new. Canadian actor Justin Chatwin has been cast in the special, and rumours say that he'll be playing a kind of superhero.
A Canadian Frez.
Yeah. Well, you know what other superhero Justin Chatwin played, right?
The Carcass?
No. I mean, for real.
Oh, go on.
He played Goku in Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh, did he?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was him.
It was him.
And the other character, trying to cleanse up from my mind now, the other character that's coming back is a returning character, and I'm amazed they're bringing him back. Nardole from Husbands of River Song.
That wimpy guy who's ahead now?
Well, I don't think he's going to be ahead now, but get this! Not only is he returning in the Christmas special, he's a bloody regular for Series 10.
What?
Oh
Yep.
What the fuck?
I don't really agree with it either, but he's there. He will be as regular for Series 10.
That's weird, but okay.
Stephen Moffat is very excited about it, and it's his final series, so he's calling the shots, I guess. No fucks are given. We have some information about episodes, but it's very, very scant.
Hey, guys, can you guys hear that?
What the hell is that?
Did I leave time on the microwave again?
No, it sounds like the cloister bell. I thought it was for the dude returning, but
I've warned you not to put poutine in the microwave, Fresno. We've gone through this.
What? Well, how else are you gonna melt the cheese curds? Come on.
So anyway, episode 1. That sound is getting louder. I don't want to alarm anybody. Episode 1 is going to be Bill's debut, written by Stephen Moffat himself. It's called A Star in Her Eye, although that's an unconfirmed title, but it may be titled A Star in Her Eye. Episode 2.
Where is that shit coming from?
I have no idea. Episode 2 is filmed in... Part of it was filmed in Spain to apparently double up as a futuristic city. And I can't make out the writer. Frank somebody. They got Frank Miller in Doctor Who, that's amazing.
No,
it's, guys.
What?
It's Frank Cottrell, boys.
No!
Oh, that's what the ringing's for.
That's where the sound was coming from. It was trying to warn us.
I think I know what that stands for. It's partly for Frank Cottrell, boys. You remember when I said I set the TARDIS for a special destination?
Oh no, what did you do?
Where are we going?
We're going to the planet Speculos.
Oh god.
The planet of mirrors.
Help.
Oh, looks like we're going.
Save us.
Guess I better finish our look ahead to the future quickly then. Episode 3 is written by Sarah Dollard, returning to Doctor Who for the second time after her remarkably successful debut with Face the Raven. This story will be set at some time in the past, as proven by an on-set photograph of Peter Capaldi in what appears to be Victorian clothing, but aside from that we have no other information. Episode 4 is written by a newcomer called Mike Bartlett, who previously wrote award-winning BBC drama Dr. Foster. The only thing we know for sure about this episode is that David Suchet, most famous for playing Belgian super sleuth Hercule Poirot, has been cast as a character called the Landlord. As someone who's wanted to be in Doctor Who for years, this is wonderful news. I just hope he's playing a sinister villain called the Landlord and not, an actual landlord, because that seems like a waste of his considerable acting talents, but what do I know? And now that's been taken care of, it's time for us to leave. Next up, Christmas 2016. Let her rip.
Bring on motherfucking Santa!
I'm so excited! I can't wait to talk about Series 9 and complain about Moffat and why Face the Raven wasn't that great of an episode. Such wasted. Waste. So, was it 2 lefts, then a right, followed by a left, or was it 3 rights, followed by a left, then another left right after? Who the fuck decided to hide a time-traveling box in the middle of this maze of storage units when it would be perfectly fine outside with this chameleon circuit? Oh, boy, that was my bad. Oh, shit. I mean, I just left there to get everyone tacos, and now I'm all lost. Wait. Was it a right, then a left, then 2 rights, then 4 lefts? No, that doesn't seem like it. But I've been gone for a bit. I really do hope they didn't start the whole thing without me there to talk about all the best episodes this season, and dissect all the characters, and give some hype for Series 10, then randomly just leave me be. What's that? Son of a bitch! Kat! Don't let me behind! Stop!
I'm not sure what the hell accent that was, but it wasn't from Blackpool, I can tell you that much for a fact.
Well, if we want a Blackpool accent, we got one right here.
What was that?
I don't know, what was that?
You said a Blackpool accent, but go, oh, you mean mine, don't you? Damn it. I'm going to go and turn the light on, I'm going to edit that out, and then we'll come back.
You didn't even have to say a thing. Awesome. Oh wait, shit! I have flake bars. I'd be
Nice.
eating one of those. So like,
I thought you were
heard the
queuing me
Hershey
in to play a
Company,
sound
right?
clip in post-production.
Sound clip, what?
I thought you were queuing me in when you said we've got a perfectly good voice from Blackpool right here. I thought you were queuing me in to play a sound clip.
No, I meant you fool.
Yeah, I know.
Who else here was...
It's okay. I can edit this in post. Right.
Did you brain fart and forget where you're from?
I don't think I've got enough sleep recently.
No, it's okay, Raniac. He was talking about me. I could do a perfect Blackpool accent.
You don't know
Here,
what Blackpool is.
I'll do it for you.
You never heard the place till you met me.
I'll just let me do it. Just let me do it for you.
Oh God.
Okay.
Bloody hell.
Perfect.
No. Here's my Blackpool accent.
10,000.
Keeping the trope alive! And now I'm mirroring you. Fuck!
You sounded more like John Lennon.
Speaking of emotions and strong feelings, Kachiri's not moving anymore.
Oh God, get the defibrillator.
I'm not giving him CPR.
God damn it.
Not it.
Not it.
Be right back.
I like how the be right back made it sound like he was gonna give Kichiri CPR.
So back to Maisie Williams then. It was already well known that she was a pretty good actress, very popular actress. Her appearances on Throny Game, she's one of the highlights of Throny Game. That's the telephone. God damn it!
Ring, ring, ring.
I'm gonna have to redo that whole thing.
Banana phone.
Da, 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 da.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding. Banana phone. I've got this feeling so appealing. It's the best. Beats the rest. Cellular, modular, interactive, modular.
Very good.
I know way too much of that song to be healthy.
And we will leave it there while I go and have my pizza. Back in about 10 to 15 minutes. Just have a chat amongst yourselves.
Man, he's a right cunt, isn't he?
We're approaching about 5 minutes of me having to have my dinner, but that's okay. I'll just leave it running.
You can starve. You'll be
I
fine.
starve. It's pizza, Kat. It's pizza!
Oh, well, shit, you're fucked. You can just do what I usually do, is when someone else is talking, mute your microphone and nom on something. I've been eating, like, flake bars and fried edamame this whole time.
God damn it!
Aye.
Right, it's okay. I'll go back to the Throny Game thing.
Are we editing out the telephone bit?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
We'll put it in the outtakes.
I could have made the joke like, yeah, this fellow called Davros keeps calling up and asking if
You missed a really good rendition of Banana Phone by Kat, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh.
It'll be in the outtakes, don't worry. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Throny Game.
Oh, wait, shit, you were recording that?
Yeah.
I'm going to start it with a materialization sound and a dematerialization sound.
No, you know what you should do? Have the dematerialization happen, and then have Kachiri come in like, hey guys, you wouldn't believe it, there's a churro stand here. Guys?
Love it.